Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 9. The Walking Dead is back. I'm so excited. Last night's episode. Well, I should clarify and start off by saying that this is the early premiere on AMC Plus. So if you haven't seen it yet, if you're waiting for next week or this upcoming Sunday, well, today's Sunday, but next Sunday, to watch it on AMC, like the cable channel, by all means, feel free to come back to this video after you had seen the episode. This is just the early premiere on AMC Plus, so spoiler warning because of that. But yeah, I checked out the episode last night, and I say last night because I watched it at midnight, but I guess it was still technically Sunday. But I really, really did like this episode. There was a lot of good stuff in this one. We're going to go through it and talk about the entire episode, obviously. So, general spoiler warning again if you have not seen the episode. And for those who have seen it, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. What did you think about the episode? What did you like about it? What didn't you like? I'm definitely interested in hearing your thoughts and opinions about the episode and the whole season for that matter. What are you excited for upcoming? I have my episode 10 trailer breakdown also coming out pretty soon, so be sure to stay tuned for that and a bunch of, more Walking Dead videos. So be sure to hit the subscribe button if you are a fan of The Walking Dead. So excited the show is back. Let's get into it. Alright, so the episode pretty much picked up immediately where episode 8 left off. Episode 8 made it seem like a cliffhanger, but we really knew Maggie and Negan were going to be safe, so there's no worry about that. I picked up with some quick action, characters fighting one another, like Maggie's group and the Reapers. And then they eventually made their way inside of, the buildings. I was wondering, though, because remember, Elijah got hurt, and they were inside of the infirmary, and they killed Elijah's sister in this episode. So he wanted to, get back at the Reapers, but he got injured, and Maggie and Negan were helping him, get to safety. I was wondering, how did Maggie know her way around, like, the base, like the Reaper base? Like, was she there before? I'm assuming maybe she was, because, like, she does have a history with them, so I guess that's it. But, like, when she opened that secret compartment in the infirmary, that was kind of surprising. But I guess I guess she was actually part of the community, which is interesting to think about. I mean, that's interesting, because there's like a whole backstory there that we don't even know much about. But even this episode, and personally, I like it. I like the way they handle it rather than just like telling us everything that happened. But just like little things in the episode sort of give us ideas, and you can kind of make us think about and come up with our own ideas of what happened between Maggie and the Reapers. So based on this episode, it seems like she was actually part of the community, which is super interesting. But anyway, so yeah, they were fighting the Reapers. When Maggie, I guess I'll switch back between the Maggie and Alexandria stuff. I guess I go chronologically because when I watch the episode, I just write down notes as I see them on screen. So yeah, let's talk about Alexandria for a second, because the Alexandria sequences were great. I love the fight against the walkers, and then I also loved how the environment was an issue, with the rain and the storm. The underwater walkers in the basement, that was great. So I love how, as much as they focus on, the human aspect of The Walking Dead, and that's what the show has really become, which has also been like a pretty big criticism, among the show. I love how they're still staying true to that, that classic feeling of the walkers being a threat, and I love that. And again, the Alexandria sequences were great. Personally, they might have even been better for me than the Reaper sequences. Well, I mean, it's hard to say because, I only watched the episode once. But all I'm saying is that I really enjoyed the Alexandrian sequences, with the walkers. Because it's always great to see the characters fighting walkers. Like, as much as, like, the groups of people they run into are interesting, like, the Saviors, the Reapers, the Commonwealth, the Whisperers, whatever. As much as they're interesting, the walkers are always like great to see, which is why I think that Whisper arc was so well received among fans. I think based on what I've seen, online and just from friends and family, like people really did like that Whisper arc. I think because of the mix between the walkers and the human villains. So the point is, I love how they're keeping the walkers in the mix still at all times. So the Alexandrian stuff was great. I want to talk a little bit about Gabriel because he was awesome in this episode. He had that great moment in that building with that one Reaper when he was talking about his faith. He also had a great moment where he saved everybody on the roof. So lots of great Gabriel stuff in this episode. And I'm loving what they're doing with Gabriel. I really am. I say this like, at least once every couple of reviews, I think, because like, I just like, I'm so, like Gabriel, in my opinion, has been the character who's like developed so much, like on the top of the list. If you're talking about characters who've developed a lot over the years, he's definitely on up high on that list because, it's crazy to look back in like season 5 when he joined the show and to now season 11 how much he changed, and not just because like he changed, but he actually does like really surprising things in all these episodes. But yeah, so lots of great stuff by him in this episode. So going back to him saving the day, I kind of skipped ahead. Basically what happened first was, so Maggie was at that dead end with that one Reaper. That was a great scene. I loved how that Reaper put up a really good fight. First of all, I loved how Elijah and Negan both came out and they were like, and then it kind of, turned on the Reaper. He was the one who was being cornered there. But then remember, again, like I said, I like how he put up a good fight. And he was pretty much winning the fight. Like he really was. Like Negan found something that like blinded him or something, and then he got the advantage. But like other than that, like that dude was like literally winning that fight. And I like it because remember, the Reapers know how to fight. Like they were people who knew how to fight before the apocalypse or something. So that made sense, and it was also really well shot and choreographed. So just a really well done scene overall. I also liked how Daryl is talking more in this episode, or like just in the last, or this season, in the last couple seasons. Maybe it's just me, but I just feel like he talks a lot more thoroughly. Like when he was like telling the group not to kill that Reaper because he has a plan and stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like that was something that was missing a while back, especially in the earlier seasons. But I'm liking how Daryl is like. I know it's a weird thing to say, like something I like is somebody talking, but Daryl doesn't talk that much, so I like it. But yeah, they went out to go talk to the Reapers, and then Elijah wanted to go fight, and things were about to go bad, and then Gabriel saved the day, which I loved. Again, like I talked about earlier, he had a great scene. I love the way that reveal was made also, just super cool. It's like, no, it's Gabriel or something like that. I just like that. And then Maggie just went like all out. Like that was so brutal, like she just started taking out all the Reapers. Not only that, like they were not hesitating to showing the brutality of those scenes. And I'm not complaining though. Like I actually really like that. I love to see The Walking Dead stay true to itself, because that's when I say that, I mean like The Walking Dead is marketed as a like a horror TV show, right? So it makes sense for it to not pull back from those moments, and this episode didn't, which was great. But anyways, so the Reapers all, kind of fled. Most of them died. Daryl let Leah go, which I'm assuming she's going to come back eventually. And I like that. I like how he let her go, because like it's better than just like I think it's better than just just ending it right then and there, because like they had a I think they had a pretty special bond, Daryl and Leah. And obviously things, when he found out what group Leah was part of, that obviously hurted him and stuff like that. But I think it's interesting that they let Leah go. It opens up the doors in the future for more stories with her. This is like a thing that is pretty mixed, I think, among the Walking Dead community. I think some people like the Daryl and Leah relationship. Some people don't. I personally like it. I do. I think it's an interesting thing for Daryl to be part of. But yeah, that it opens up the doors for the future, and so I like the way they ended it. They're not dragging it on. They moved on to the Commonwealth, but it's still there, to come back. But anyways, um, yeah, I don't understand why they keep leaving injured people behind. Like, they left Alden behind, who we'll talk about in a minute because he ended up dying. But in this episode, they also left behind Elijah. So, like, that's what I mean. Like, they keep leaving behind people who are injured, which I'm like, why are you doing this? But anyways, let's talk about Alden. That was a really sad scene. I also have to say the score for this episode was beautiful. Like, not just like, the score during the sad scenes, but even like the tense scenes, when there's lots of tension and suspense. The score is really, really good. At this episode and this whole season for that matter. But yeah, that scene with Alden was super heartbreaking when when it was the reveal that he got bitten. It just really reminded me of like classic Walking Dead. Like when you would have that reveal of a character being bitten or a character turned into a walker, right? Like Merle, for example. Like, it reminded me of that Daryl and Merle scene. Obviously, it probably doesn't have the same, like, effect and the same, weight as that Daryl and Merle scene has, because, like, Alden is still a relatively new character. But the point is, like, it just, like, the way it was made, it just reminded me of those scenes. And I really appreciated that, and, especially with that, with the grave scene also, that definitely reminded me of, like, classic Walking Dead moments. Could they have handled it better? Could they have done the death better? Probably, they just sort of left him behind and they came back, like, I don't know. Well, how many episodes ago was that? I feel like it was a long time. I mean, my sense of time is messed up also because of the break in between, like the season season 11A and season 11B break. But just in terms of episodes, like, it must have been at least like 5 episodes, right? 4 or 5 episodes. I could be wrong, but let me know. But the point is, like, maybe he could have stuck around a lot longer if they were going to take him out. Like, maybe he could have been part of the battle at, the Reaper's base or whatever. Like, that would have probably been a lot better. But I will say they handled the way they did it, with the Walker reveal. They did handle that very well. So they had the grave scene, and then Negan came to talk to Maggie, and he's leaving. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm assuming he's still going to be part of the Commonwealth, arc, I mean, why wouldn't he be? Like, there's even moments in the comics where he does some interesting stuff at the Commonwealth arc or Commonwealth base. But yeah, so I'm assuming he's going to end up finding the Commonwealth himself or something. But yeah, this will be interesting to see where this leads. This review is going on pretty long. Dang. My reviews are usually like not this long, but hey, it's the premiere, so I'm excited. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about the stuff that I'm talking about, and of course other things that I missed. But yeah, so seeing the group come home was great, like that reunion. I love those reunion feels. They're always great. I love seeing the Daryl and Connie reunion. That was wonderful. So great stuff to see there. And then the Commonwealth came right away, and I love the transition to the Commonwealth, like, right away, because instead of like drawing it out, even though like the episode ended like just after the introduction, I love how they did the transition quickly, because like I just imagine how the characters feel like they can't even catch a break. And Angela King even talked about this in the episode Insider after the episode I was watching, and she was like, so they wanted to do that on purpose to show us that the group is like getting hit after hit. So it makes sense. But like personally, like, I like that because like they did it in a different way, because usually they end one arc and in the next episode there's another arc, but this time like right after, like literally like 5 minutes into coming home, less than 5 minutes into coming home, the Commonwealth showed up. And yeah, so the Commonwealth coming to Alexandria, I love that scene. The little clap from Eugene was hilarious when he was introducing Lance, because like, this guy has like a suit, and like this is going to be a whole other world than they've ever seen before on the zombie apocalypse. Like, they've run into towns and stuff like that. Like, they have a nice town in Alexandria, very homey. As much as homey as you can get in the apocalypse. But other than that, like, they haven't run into like the stuff that the Commonwealth has, like jobs and currency and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be really interesting. I think they have currency in the comics. I don't know if they talked about it on the show. But the point is, like, they're really, like, trying to make life the way it was pre-apocalypse. But then, let's talk about that crazy ending. 6 months later, which I wasn't expecting, like a quick little time jump just like that. But Daryl is now a Commonwealth soldier, which kind of blew my mind because now we have like this battle going on between Maggie and Daryl. Because Daryl was like, open up. Like he wasn't part of the community, which is crazy to me. Like Maggie and Daryl on opposite sides, I would have never, ever, ever, ever thought that would happen. I really didn't. And this is different. This is different than the comics, which I love because obviously Daryl isn't even in the comics. But I love the little changes they do. Well, I guess this is a pretty decent sized change. But I mean, I love the way they're approaching it. So now we know that there's something big going on between the group. But next episode, and again, I'll talk about this in my trailer breakdown. But next episode, it's not like the whole season jumped ahead 6 months. Like, we're still going to see the group go to the Commonwealth for the first time. But we just know down the line, something crazy is going to happen, which is going to split up the group. Now, I don't know if it's going to split up the entire group or just Daryl's going to join the Commonwealth, or I would assume that it's probably going to be like multiple people, like it'll split up the group, not just Daryl, but we'll see. I mean, I'm so that was really well done the way they did that, like they did a great job with that because that's like a good cliffhanger. I mean, that's not really a cliffhanger, but like that's a good lead in to like the rest of the season, because now you're interested in like what the heck is going to happen. But yeah, that was the episode. Let me know in the comments down below, what did you think about the episode? By the sound of this review, you could probably tell I love this episode. So I definitely did like it. Let me know in the comments down below again, what did you think about it? Be sure to stay tuned for my episode 10 trailer breakdown. That'll be coming out soon. And of course, just more Walking Dead videos in general because we're back in Walking Dead season. I'm so excited. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, let me know what did you think about the episodes in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe for more Walking Dead content like this. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.